Hey guys, so I have come across a very annoying problem, and that would be a lack of chest space. And as such, I think I need to build a new area just for all my stuff. I don't think it's going to be really a new home, but at least something that I can use to keep all my main chests in and just have a bit more space in. So I think that that is going to be the area that I am standing in right now, and I'm going to use it to pretty much manage my chests. And I will just show some of the issues that I'm currently having. So let's walk over here real quick. So for starters, if you come all the way down here closer to my mine, you can tell that there are some chests down here simply because I don't have space to really bring them all up, and these are all filled. I just brought up the stuff that's been sitting in my mine, and I don't even know if this is everything, but this is everything that I saw right away. I have all these building materials still sitting up here, and up here we have all of my initial chests that were initially meant to be fairly organized, and in some part I do have that. Like this stuff's fully cobble, and down here I just got some random junk as well, some dirt areas, but there are things that are like leaking over into other chests. Like for example, we got these ore blocks right here, and it's meant to just be ore, but instead we have a ton of random garbage in here. So yeah, essentially I need more space. I mean, I don't even have anywhere to keep eggs at this point. This has been full for weeks. So yeah, I really am in desperate need, and I am going to take this opportunity to use that island all the way over there, or not the island, that mountain all the way over there, and, you know, fill it up with some stuff. The first thing that I did here was really try to plan out what the area is going to actually look like in terms of the first floor. So I created a basic outline of what I wanted the place to be, and then from there I started replacing some of the blocks. As you can see here, I also decided to add my first level of flooring before moving on to the next section of the build. Okay, so I really like the calcite floor so far, and I do think that it's going to match decently well with the dark oak wood. There's another block that I also think would look pretty good in flooring for this build, and I think that's going to be diorite, so I'm also going to bring over some of that. As I also already laid out where all the chests are going to be, so yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think this is going to look pretty well. And my idea so far is that this is going to be the main floor where majority of the chests are, but at least for now, but I will also have space downstairs for future expansion. So the way that I'm going to do that is you are going to enter in this way, and then maybe somewhere on one of the sides, or maybe even somewhere in the center, there will be a staircase that goes down, and then you will have a basement there with the flooring of diorite, and it's going to also have like a decently high ceiling. That way I have a ton of room to expand moving forward. I think that's going to be a good idea. So yeah, let's keep going. Alright, so at this point, I just wanted to show you guys in fast time-lapse mode exactly what I did in the basement, which was primarily just replacing all of these walls so that I could get a decent looking basement room before adding all the chests in there. Beyond that, up top, I started to work on the walls and expand things up from the ground up after creating my initial layout below. As you can see here, I'm starting off with some of the main walls and then building up the second floor, and then finally I'm going to end off with a nice ceiling at top. It's pretty flat, but I think it's going to be functional enough for the start, and I might add some stuff later on in the line. I also wanted to show you guys me adding some of the window detailing here. This is specific for the first floor. I do add some other stuff later on, but I don't seem to have the footage for that specifically. But yeah, I think this was pretty fun because I was able to add a couple of subsequent windows, and then I went on to terraform the terrain around here as well, just to make the mountains right by here look a little better and nicer to look at. Alright guys, it has been a while since I had done that bit of a time lapse earlier where you got to see the entire building of my base or my new house that I'm mainly using for storage purposes. The main thing I wanted to show y'all here was what the base actually looks like right now, because I've done quite a few changes to make the place look a lot less flat and look more than just a functional box. So let's take a look. So as we start, we're right by our pumpkin patch, and I just wanted to show the pathway leading up to the house. You can see it a little bit from far away, and I think it looks much better than I'd initially thought it would, especially with the white accenting from up here. But let's focus on the pathway first. So I did what I had been doing with my previous paths, just adding random blocks in between to make it less perfect and more interesting to walk through. So what we have here, we're just walking up the path. I even added like a bit of a stack of hay, which I just thought would be fun to add in here as well. And then as we climb up this pathway that I made, which again, this isn't a perfect pathway, which is something that I kind of like. It kind of bends off as well right here. And we just got some more hay and stuff laying about. And then right away, you can tell that this isn't completely finished because this segment right here doesn't have like a tarp or anything above it. That being said, I kind of like it how it is right now. I don't know how well a tarp is going to fit right here, and if worst comes to worst, I might just make this a little archway by itself and then move on from there. But now that we are at the front of the actual house, I did want to specify the different segments that I added here. Obviously, we have a foundation that is made of bricks, of stone bricks, and I thought that was a pretty cool addition there, just to have a cool looking foundation, and that actually extends down into the basement, as we will see later on. I did initially add this segment right here because I wanted some type of thing that was popping out of the rest of the house to give it a bit more than just a square dimensional look. And then over here I added another windowsill, kind of mirroring the one that I had in the original house. Might end up adding some flowers or something up here later on. I just think it looks pretty good. And then over here, what I think looks the best is this little eye looking window that we have on the second floor, along with this like almost cross looking thing, which I think kind of more to me looks like a present, but I think one of my friends mentioned that it looks kind of like a cross when I had initially made it. And then obviously I also added this white segment up top so that it just wasn't completely one base tone color, because this is a very dark color. It's very easy for it to not to just look very monotonous and not look very interesting, at least when the house becomes very large. So I had to add that up to the second floor. Now, actually, let's go around the perimeter first to see what else is here. So this wall definitely looks fairly bland, which is why I decided to add some horses to the side. I needed a place to keep these guys anyway, so I added this segment here later on where I have my skeletal horses as well as some donkeys that I grabbed as well. So I believe this is called a stable, and I just looked this up online to find a decent looking build for that, and then I moved on from there. On the back side, this is also something that you guys saw in the time lapse. I actually added this whole tree here, which I think these azalea trees actually look quite nice, so I added a couple of them around here, and I built up quite the nice staircase. And this is very different from what I've done in other spots. Even on the front, it's more of a pathway leading up to the house, but this looks like it was specifically built to attach to the house, which I like since it builds up a bit of a different feel. And the actual backside of the house itself doesn't look all that great, but what I did was I added this segment here, which was a bit of a lookout area, kind of like a patio, and then I also have another patio type of thing sitting over there. I just added some extra bits to add some more dimension, and that was the main draw or main thing that I was trying to do here. So even here, like, this wall is fairly flat, but I think that adding this this patio type of thing just adds a little bit of extra character to the base. And then the last thing to say on the exterior is down here I did something somewhat similar to what I had at another part of my base as well, where it just has like these little lanterns with like these like beams going down. I just think it adds a little extra feature to the household. And as you can see as we walk in, we have this nice tarp made of wool, and then right here is right above a little patio as well on the second floor that we will see in a second. Obviously, you will see all of these chests that I've mostly labeled, especially for the things that I've had. I have a good amount of them also free for when I get new items that I think will make sense for me to have a ton of them of. And the way that I did it was this section is mainly food and plants, the other side is blocks, and then I have this downward area that's really mostly unused except for the stuff that I have a ton of, like a couple of different building blocks. And yeah, that's really all I have to show down here. The last thing that I do want to show is this spiral staircase leading upstairs. We'll show you the main housing section, which I think looks pretty cool. So I have this master bedroom or master bed area that just leads up and you can sleep in. It's a double bed. And then over here we have these really wide, nice looking windows that let you see a good amount of the rest of the island. It is a little hard to see just because I can't jump up here, so perhaps at some point I'll add like a half slab up here just so I can see a little bit better. But overall, I do think that design-wise it looks pretty cool. And then what I really like is the eye that I have. You can just look out a little bit better as well. And then finally, we have over here this little balcony type of thing where I can even peek out and just jump off here if I really wanted to, but it gives a bit of an extra vantage point view that just like leads down to the rest of the area very quickly. I actually really like this section as well because I could just climb up this way as well, even though that's not necessarily the most functionally created method, but it just kind of worked out that way. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I really liked this design and it really kind of challenged me to build something bigger than what I had done previously. So yeah, that was the build. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comments below. Like for more videos from me so I know that you really like this content. Subscribe for more videos as well. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.